Well, good morning and welcome to a Prophet's Thought for this Monday morning, March 13th, 2023. Reverend Charles Leister from New Beginning Christian Center at 3424 South Hamilton Road in Columbus, Ohio. It's so good to have you join us this morning for a Prophet's Thought. And it's a new day and a new week, and we thank God for the opportunity to join with you and to share with you out of the Word of God. So, the thought for today is keep calm and carry on. Keep calm and carry on. Came across this thought as we were reading our morning devotional this morning, and we were reading promises and an excerpt from Ezra, the fifth chapter. And so let me just begin with that, and then we'll share a story with you about why we came up with, or how we came up with the thought, keep calm and carry on. So from Ezra, the fifth chapter, beginning at verse 7, it says, They sent a letter to him in which was written thus, To King Darius, all peace. Let it be known to the king that we went into the province of Judea to the temple of the great God, which is being built with heavy stones, and timbers is being laid in the walls. And this work goes on diligently and prospers in their hands. Then we asked those elders and spoke thus to them, Who commanded you to build this temple and to finish these walls? We also asked them their names to inform you, that we might write their names of the men who are chief among them. And thus they returned us an answer, saying, We are the servants of the God of heaven and earth, and we are rebuilding the temple that was built many years ago, which a great king of Israel built and completed. But because of our fathers provoked the God of heaven to wrath, he gave them into the hand of Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, the Chaldean, who destroyed the temple and carried the people away to Babylon. However, in the first year of Cyrus, king of Babylon, King Cyrus issued a decree to build this house of God. Also, the gold and these silver articles of the house of God, which Nebuchadnezzar had taken from the temple that was in Jerusalem and carried into the temple of Babylon, those King Cyrus took from the temple of Babylon, and they were given to one named Sheljabar, whom he had made governor. And he said to them, Take these articles, go carry them to the temple site that is in Jerusalem, and let the house of God be rebuilt on its former site. Then the same Sheshbazzar came and laid the foundation of the house of God, which is in Jerusalem. And from that time even unto now it has been under construction, and it is not finished. Now, therefore, if it seems good to the king, let a search be made in the king's treasure house, which is there in Babylon, whether it is so that a decree was issued by King Cyrus to build this house of God at Jerusalem, and let the king send us his pleasure concerning this matter. So we see there in verse 11 the answer they had when they asked about the names of those that were chief among them and in charge. They said, We are the servants of God, of the God of heaven and earth. And then it gives the account of how they were instructed by King Cyrus to return to Jerusalem and to build the temple. Ezra is a book that gives a history and an account of the rebuilding of the temple in Jerusalem. The thought came to me concerning that as we read Ezra and as I came across the account, keep calm and carry on. I came across an excerpt of a historical excerpt of a situation in Great Britain during the beginning of, as it was the beginning of World War II, and how Germany was attacking Britain and bombing Britain in those early days of war. and that what the government was planning to say to its citizens concerning the attack, concerning the upheaval that was caused by the attack of the German Army and Air Force. And so let me read that account for you, and then we can go on from there. Keep calm and call mom. Keep calm and eat bacon. Keep calm and put the bottle on. These sayings are variations of the phrase, keep calm and carry on. The message was created in Great Britain in 1939 as the government sought ways to encourage the citizenry if, uh, if the country were to be attacked. While it was never used as designed, the idea resurfaced around the turn of the century and caught on as a clever slogan. Having returned to the land of Israel after a time of captivity, the Israelites had to overcome their own fear and enemy interference as they began to rebuild the temple. Ezra 3:3. Once they finished the foundation, their opponents bribed officials to work against them and to frustrate their plans. Chapter 4, verse 5. Israel's enemies also wrote accusing letters to governmental officials and successfully delayed the project. Verses 6 and 24. Despite this, King Darius eventually issued a decree that allowed them to complete the work. Chapter 6, verse 12 through 14. When we are engaged in God's work and we encounter setbacks, we can calmly carry on because, like the Israelites, we are the servants of the God of heaven and earth. Chapter 5, verse 11. Obstacles and delays may discourage us, but we can rest in Jesus' promise. I will build my church, and all the powers of hell will not conquer it. Matthew 16 and 18, New Living Translation. It is God's power that enables work, not our own. What an encouraging thought for today, promise for today, of how God supports his church with his own power. The thought there, as we said, was developed or was written and planned in Great Britain in advance of the attack of the German forces against that country. And the idea was, when it said keep calm and call mom, keep calm and eat bacon, keep calm and continue on, keep calm. Let me see the other one, and put the kettle on. Keep calm and put the kettle on. The idea was to continue about their daily activities, their daily task, and to keep calm and carry on. There are times in our walk with the Lord as servants of the God of heaven and earth, as the servants in the day of Ezra, as they were rebuilding the temple and was being frustrated by the people that were accusing them, that were writing letters to governmental officials to stop the work, that were bribing governmental officials to frustrate the work. That even in those situations, when it seems like everyone is turned against us, the government is turned against us, that we should keep in mind that thought. Keep calm and carry on. Though it might seem like the work is delayed and is not being completed, and that it's taking too much time, or we don't have the resources that we need, or we don't have the people that are committed to do the work. But yet we know that we are servants of the God of heaven and earth. The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof, and they that dwell therein. So keep calm and carry on. If we understand and know within the very depths of our spirit that the task God has given us to do, whether it be rebuilding the temple for worship, for the worship of the God of heaven and earth, or whether it is rebuilding the walls, or whether it is expanding the kingdom, whatever the task might be, and though it might be frustrated by others that are criticizing, oppressing, discouraging, turning officials against the work, causing frustration, causing causing things to occur that hinder the work of the Lord. Let us remember that thought from Great Britain in 1939. Keep calm and carry on. Keep calm and carry on. Whatever it is in your hand to do that God has given you to do, whether it be in your own life, in terms of your future, your career, your opportunities, your calling, your ministry, your purpose, whether it be in the life of your family and your home, of what God has given you to do for your home, whether it be in the life of the calling that God has on your life as a child of God, as a servant of the God of heaven and earth. Keep this in mind. Whenever it seems like things are coming your way to frustrate you in the work that is given to your hand to do, remember this: keep calm and carry on. You are a servant, the servant of the God of heaven and earth. It is what God has given you to do. He will make a way. He will work with and speak with officials to change their minds, to make a decree that your work might be finished, that your work might be completed. The earth is the Lord's, and the fullness thereof, and they that dwell therein. Know this, know this. God has everything in his control. He knows what he's given you to do. He knows when he needs that to be completed. He knows what might come your way in adversity or oppression or persecution or hindrances. He knows, and he will turn it around. Just remember the slogan. Remember how he speaks to your spirit and says, keep calm and carry on. Continue to work. Continue the work. Continue to rebuild the house of God. Continue to build the walls. Continue to do the task given you to do. Keep calm and carry on, and know that God will, because he is in control, make the arrangements that need to be made, change the minds of officials and of those that oppress you. He will cause them to cease. Keep calm and carry on. May this be an encouragement for you this week, that as you go about your task, that you not be frustrated, be overcome with worry or anxiety, but know this: the Spirit of the Lord today, in our thought for today, is keep calm, carry on.